except now, is it like a big hot mess? Can you see everything everywhere?
Now everybody's
it's
on
down,
the side.
Yeah, now it's down the side, kind of.
Okay. So I'm going to hit present on this maybe, and we'll see if it, okay, can everybody see the book study thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to try, oh, no. Yeah, okay.
Trying to
I'll
fluff
just-
my hair.
Throw you guys on the side here. All right. So let's go ahead and start, and then if people show up, then we'll and I apologize, somebody shut the door. Their football team's running today.
Yeah, me too. They're walking, they're running, they're walking, they're running.
They're yelling. Okay. Is everybody ready?
Yeah.
So Carly's going to record again, so then that way if anybody misses this, they can jump on.
Mhm.
Let's hope it all works. Oh, okay. All right, so I thought we'd start with introductions just in case we have new folks. So hi, I'm Beth. I teach English at the high school, and this is my second week. Carly and I are sharing, trying to do this book club together. So that's me. Lori, I think you're next on the screen.
I'm Lori Everhart. I teach 4th grade at Northridge Elementary. And this is my daughter who is very interested in what we're doing.
Yeah, isn't this cool? So cool.
Stacy's not on it right now. They just want to see Stacy.
I don't
Maybe
see
she'll show up.
Stacy either.
She can't tonight.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay. No. I'll get up.
okay.
I'm also Beth, and I teach 4th grade at South Vienna.
That's rule.
They do.
I met
Right.
Beth in person just the other day, face to
Yeah, I
face.
met Carly in person.
Okay, Carly, go ahead.
I'm Carly Stewart. I'm
Can
at
you
Northeastern
hear me?
Kent Ridge.
Let Carly go, and then Angie, you can go.
Okay.
I'm at Northeastern and Kent Ridge High School. Go ahead, Angie.
I'm Bianchi, and I teach Spanish at Kenton Ridge.
She's awesome.
And we heard from Bethany. So Stephanie, I think you're next.
Okay, I'm Stephanie Cruz. I teach 6th grade intervention at Northridge Middle School.
Okay.
Okay.
So because we're doing 3 chapters and we have a half an hour, I thought that we could hit the big ideas and they're ish kind of cut off, but hopefully, I wonder if I could drag you guys. I can't. I mean, I don't know where would be a good place, but we'll just go up there. Oh, look, it went across the top. Perfect. So in chapter 7, it talked about positive culture. I liked how a lot of the things they mentioned in the book were things that we tried to implement at KR. So I'm interested, what's something you or your building has done to build a positive culture in your school? And anybody that wants to go first can wave at us and then you go.
I can go first.
Go ahead.
So at Northridge, what we started doing was we take a piece of printer paper and we write every teacher's name on it, and they put out 3 of those teachers' names in the teacher's lounge with a Sharpie, and then you go in throughout the week and write positive, encouraging things about that teacher. Can you hear me?
Yeah, that was the custodian asking me if he could come clean my room, and I was
Okay. So you write the encouraging things, and then that teacher gets that and gets to keep it and hang it up in their room.
cool.
I think they're doing that at Kent Ridge too. They started doing that with little Post-it notes, and then it's really clever. Plus, I really like at Kent Ridge they do the Student of the Month, and they actually interview the students too. Not interview, but they have to fill out this questionnaire, and they post that down right in the front hallway there. And then Angie's such a great asset. She does a lot of social committee stuff and really makes everybody feel included.
Go ahead, Lori.
At Northridge, maybe 2 years ago, actually our principal, Rob Schaefer, did this big thing. It was a thing online because we Googled it to try to find the answers. But we were all put on random teams, and your job was to earn points throughout the week. And so we would, bring food to fill the teacher's lounge or fill the fridge or give people compliments, and all those things you could earn points. And then it culminated on a Friday afternoon. We had a talent contest, a name that tune, and you won a half day off work.
Oh, wow.
You covered it was just super fun. It was a great week. First, of trying to figure out what he was talking about and what we were doing, but you were paired with people like you don't teach with, and he'd come up with that and let it. He is great at making a positive culture for us.
That's awesome.
He's really good at it. He likes to enjoy his day too, and we do things too where you can compliment each other and post it up on bulletin boards and stuff, which is fun.
So one other thing, okay, now I didn't do this, but it is in the building. They went in and not motivational posters, but like neat quotes, and printed them in color and laminated them. And they're in our bathrooms, but they're also in the kid bathroom, like on the back of the stall. And I think that those are really cool. I mean, if we can't have a brand new building yet, we at least have some like positive, like enjoy being at work thing. And they had and I think this was VNG too, a basket in the bathroom with like grocery supplies, because you don't want to go down to the nurse and be like,
I know.
It's like a take one, bring one, like, and I just, there used to be candy, but I think someone was taking that. So anyway.
Nobody needs candy in the bathroom anyway. Let's be honest. Come on.
Yes.
Our secretary at South Vienna, Krista Lingrel, she's really been pushing for, I think she's our positivity leader right now, because she's doing a lot of trivia contests with really good prizes, and she always has us in some sort of contest just to keep morale up. So she's definitely, I think, very good at that.
I will say too, I want to add at Northeastern, Todd, like when he has his staff meetings, he and his wife went to the dollar store and picked up some stuff. Like, so if a teacher has a positive thing and somebody, points them out, he'll let them pick from this, like the little treasure box. Like, I know you guys do that at the elementary, but for high school, he did it for the teachers. So I went out and bought some additional supplies to put in there because it's just fun. Nothing super important, but it's just fun.
All right, VNG, what have we forgotten about KR?
No, I just have a new idea that I was just telling Carly. It had to do with the book. Do you want me to talk about it?
Yeah,
do it.
I was just telling Carly that I really like, like exactly what you're talking about. We already do a couple of things, but how to begin a meeting with something positive. I really love that, but I was thinking about what about making like a Google document, and you can add things that are positive from your life. And, maybe the social committee can do that and then send it, I don't know, maybe every week or maybe a month, and people can add things. And it could be like, I don't know, my baby just took their first steps. My son, like for me, maybe Brian finished his first, year at college, or something like, or we just got a new puppy. I just really like to, sometimes I feel we don't talk too much, like with each other. Sometimes we don't have time. We're so busy. I don't know. I just wish we could do maybe something like that. I read it on the book, and I really like, trying to do more positive things.
I think like a little lighthearted newsletter. Like I would put my little dog, because she makes everybody happy. She's so stinking cute. You'd be like, oh, there's Fidget. And it would cheer you up.
I'm
having a bad day. I'm going to go look at pictures of Carly's little dog, Fidget.
Yes.
I would love to have our principals start with something positive because we meet every week. So and sometimes the meetings are kind of grim.
Yeah.
I don't want to start with an emergency scenario every time. I would love to have.
Oh my God, please, no.
We did that for a year, I swear. So that would be a good thing. Okay, does anybody want to add anything else before we switch to the next chapter?
No. I think we're good. It's time to move on.
All right, let's do it. Maybe. Okay, so professional development. How do you create your own opportunities for professional development? So who wants to start?
Well, I think like this book, I'm so excited. I think we have a good amount of people in here, and we have really positive people. And I mean, if I had to pick, I was like, this is a great way. We've got people from all over the district, all different ages. or well, not ages, grade levels. I don't know. I know I'm the oldest, pushing the top of the list, but that's okay. But I think it's been really good just to connect with other people in our district. But unlike like Andy said, it's hard enough in your own building to connect with people. And as big as our district is, it's not like we're super big, but I think we're just big enough and spread out enough that sometimes we don't get to build those relationships. So I really like this. You know, as far as other opportunities, there's tons of opportunities out there. In the book, she mentioned ed camps, which I really enjoy doing those. But I did like 3 in a row at one point, like maybe within a year, and they like it was the same thing over and over because that's what was happening at the moment. Like if it's Google's applied digital skills, like that's the hot topic. So, you know, I got tired of seeing the same things, but that's what happens sometimes. So I kind of took a break from those, and we did this. I like to mix it up where I've taken classes. It just depends.
The greatest thing that I got to do in the last year is little background on me. I taught for a few years, took about 12 years off to raise my kids, and then I've just recently come back within the last 5 years. So I'm like an older, new teacher. It's kind of an interesting situation. But I went to Teacher Leadership Academy through the Madison County ESC last year. And that was great because I met, a few people from our district that I didn't know. And then I met people from other surrounding districts. So just building those relationships and talking about different struggles in other buildings and different, good things from others. So that was really a positive, good thing that I got to do within the last year.
And who was that? I'm sorry, I cannot see.
That was Beth. I'm at the top in the red sweater.
I can only see Carly, Beth, and the blonde lady that had the kid. Sorry. Lori. Yeah, that's all I can see. Okay.
So I guess I'll go next. I actively seek out places that do stuff for free because, like all of you guys, I would love to have gone to NCTE again this year, but yeah, it was way too expensive when I went the one year. So
right.
ISTE, for example, if you guys have heard of them, the International Standards for Technology Education. I connected with one of the people that are in ISTE online on Twitter one time, and they were like, hey, you want to do this pilot and look at the standards and see how you teach like that? And I was like, sure. So I did, wrote up all the stuff that I had done and turned it in, and they, because I was in the pilot, they awarded me ISTE certification. And it was fun and it was reflective and it wasn't for anybody but me. It was to improve my teaching, but it wasn't like I didn't have my principal say, you got to do XYZ PD. So I like being able to do what I think is interesting for me. And that was a cool thing. And there's stuff out there, if you keep your ear to the ground like that, like the applied digital skills thing that Carly's talking about. There's a whole Google thing you can do that's kind of free. I mean, the training is free, but the test is $30. And then you get, if you do all Google stuff, then you get to be Google certified teacher. So that's the kind of stuff. The Google certification is, I'm about to have to do it again this summer. But other than that, yeah. PD is awesome. It's my fave. Anybody else?
At Northridge, I don't know if this counts as much, but one thing that we've been doing a little bit more, I guess with OTES, but also just on our own personal, would be watching our coworkers teach. And Rob and Fiegel are pretty wonderful about covering anytime we ask them to. I teach 4th grade self-contained, but Jill Cook teaches 5th grade math, and she's pretty awesome. And so I've spent some time up in her room, and some of the 3rd grade teachers have come into mine, just seeing how we all teach and bouncing ideas off of each other, because I think we have a lot of great teachers at Northridge that we can definitely learn from each other.
That counts as PD. Absolutely.
It does. And I think you're right. I think we do. I think sometimes we assume we know what people are doing, but until you can really sit in there and see what's happening, it's just... yeah, it's not the same. That's great.
It's fun too. You have to, I don't know, not get your feelings. Or I don't think many of us do, but it's really fun to be in a friend's classroom and see what they're doing and interact with the kids a little bit.
Anybody else?
No.
Okay, let's move on because we have another chapter to go. Maybe. Oh no, there's another one. Here we go. Okay, so what is your vision? And I don't know what the thing at the top says now because I can't read it. But what is your vision for teaching? This is really hard.
This was hard. When I looked at this one, I didn't know. I didn't know what to say and what to think. I was pretty happy they gave. I just flipped open my book on page 118. They give you a list of choices that you can start with, and I looked at those, and I don't know. I guess I had never really thought about what my vision was for teaching, and I looked at those, and there were a few that, I've had some kids in my class this year. Well, because one of the parents is a coworker. And just mentioning her kid wants to come to school, and we've got a really fun class this year. I got a good group of kids. But, just that they enjoy coming to school. I don't know. I didn't know what to think when I first read it. I'm like, I don't have a vision. I guess I just show up.
I'm curious, has anybody done, and especially with maybe some of the elementary teachers, have you ever set up a mission statement for your class? Or at the beginning of the year, have you ever said, what do you guys want to get? Because I felt like she kind of touched on that. And I know we've done that in different buildings sometimes, but I wondered how many teachers did that with their students.
We do at South Vienna because it is part of our Leader in Me.
Okay.
So I think this is the third year that we have done. We have a school mission statement, a classroom mission statement, and then the children, especially the older ones, we work on an individual mission statement. At the beginning of the year,
that class,
for
your class.
Yeah, for the class, what do and it's all tied in with their yearly goals. What do you want to accomplish this year?
Right. So,
where do you see
do they
yourself
do
at the
one
end of
for
this?
themselves?
Mm-hmm.
And then, do you guys do one as you have fourth grade? Bethany?
Fourth grade, yes.
Do you do one for your fourth grade? Are you self-contained pretty much?
No, we I team with Angie Williams, but no, we each of our individual fourth grade classrooms, homerooms, we have our own individual.
Gotcha.
It's based
And then-
on, it's child driven. They come up with it.
What about the one for the school? Do the kids do that, or is
The
it?
teachers, the staff came up with
staff,
that.
okay.
We came up with that about 3 years ago, and
So it hasn't changed.
It hasn't changed. We always discuss it at the beginning of the year. Is there anything that we want to change? And we've
Gotcha.
kept it the same.
So,
So I'll talk. Okay, do I have a perfect vision? No. But one of the things that I make my CCP kids do when we come back from Christmas break is we talk about what's your one word, what's your focus going to be for the school year. And I make them, I say this one because it's so awesome. I'm going to hold it up so you guys can see it. It'll be backwards, I think. It says patience. So I ask them, and I think it's hilarious how patient she was in painting this rock. So I give them a rock, and I ask them to paint the rock with their one-word focus for the semester, and then I make them blog, because we do blogs, so I make them blog about why that's their word. And what we did with it last year, we tried to be part of Global Kind Project, and I got Mr. Hill to agree that we could give these rocks to people. So this is my focus, but I'm going to give it to somebody else who I think needs this trait in their life. It didn't work very well because they did. I was hoping it would be I don't know if you guys know about the Kindness Rock Project. They hide rocks and they find them and give them to each other. They didn't really go anywhere. People got them and then they kept them. So
I did.
So I
kept mine.
Like I said, so I don't
good
know.
job, Angie.
But I don't. So it's not like a vision for the class or anything, but it makes them be reflective about their lives and what do they have that they want to keep or what do they want in their life that they don't have right then. And it's a really great first day back from Christmas break because they're painting and they're thinking and it's quiet. Yeah, I'm done.
I think reading this chapter made me think I would like to be more focused. I mean, I think we all have this general thing, we want to help kids and we want to do all that, but I definitely want to. I posted something in our comment section just because I think a lot of these, like all three of the chapters, hit home with me in some way, and I really want to refocus or reclarify just for myself what I want that to be. I haven't done that yet. It's back. It's on that back counter. So no, I'm kidding.
It'll happen.
Yes, but I'm going to do it.
So one of the things that I do is mostly for my Spanish 4. My goal is to try, as much like to stay in the target language, and I try to do a lot of authentic activities. So I'm not that typical grammatical, yes, I teach them a little bit of grammar, but I always say in my life it's like salt. I'm going to use it when I need it because I just want my kids to become lifelong learners, and that they can, like, we do things like right now we're going to do a hotel skit. And I've been writing everything because I just want to make sure, like, let's say that they really travel. Some of them are going to Spain. What if something happened? I want you to be able to get a new key or ask for the police or call somebody, or you have an accident or you got lost, like all that kind of stuff. And I just keep pushing them to keep trying. And every time they try to use, English, I go back and, not in a mean way, but I want to push them. And I'm glad I don't have to do all this testing. So I have more time in my, in my hands to do. I'm more free, in other words. But that's just one of the things that we're working really hard here, because you know how it is. They will try anything to talk to you in English.
Right.
And, and you're like, no. And then you go back, and I get so excited when they finally can tell me what I was looking for. And then they're like, it wasn't that hard, and then we all like both super excited, and they're like, oh my God, like I think they think it's so hard, but really it's not as they're thinking. And I don't think they think they're as good as they are. I just, sometimes I think they just don't think, I really can do this. I don't know, but.
When she brought up the testing, I feel like I have a really good vision until testing gets close.
Yeah.
I become a monster. A few years ago, I was prepping kids for 3 tests. I mean, we had social studies, reading, and math. And it's hard to see straight for a couple months when all that's on you because we're self-contained.
Right.
Now I only have to prep them, for reading and math. And I try so hard not to let that overtake me. But it is such a stress.
I can't imagine.
Me neither.
When January starts, different.
Mm-hmm.
Sad.
I feel bad for these kids. You hear about these stories because when they get to the high school, I mean, I'm not undermining anybody's test, but for them, like if they don't get this certain point, like they're not going to walk across that stage. Like in the beginning, okay, so we're looking at it, we're saying, okay, they're not reading as well as they should, in this grade, and we're always trying to improve their score, but then they're young adults now, and they've become so jaded by the process, and it makes me sad for these kids. I don't know how to fix that. That makes me sad. Like, how do we fix that part of the vision?
Their first test is in 3rd grade, and you don't pass that reading, you don't pass.
Yeah.
Right, that's yeah. Right.
That's their first experience with the test.
That's true. So that does,
You don't get to 4th grade.
Has anybody heard how it's going to change? I know it's going to change for us, like percentage-wise after a while. But is it going to change for the kids too, or do they still have the points they have to graduate? Anybody?
I was just talking to Claire this morning, and there's another friend who follows the legislation really closely, that there's something that did pass the House, but I can't tell you what that something is for this graduation class.
Yeah.
It's still in flux, but I don't know exactly what it is yet.
Yeah. Hopefully they'll tell us before they get to the point where they can't graduate.
Well, right.
Anyway, to go back to being positive.
Sorry.
But it's a big part of our lives. It's hard not to be.
It's on my mind.
I've got the one class of regular English 10, and anyway, not going there. I like that she suggested you involve the kids, because I had a vision, I'm going to empower kids to think and learn for themselves. That's what I want to do. And I can do that with some groups. But if I don't involve my English 10 in what are we going to do together, like, oh, that's what you want? Well, that's great, because our goal is to disrupt class, or our goal is to, go to the bathroom 6 times, or whatever it is. I haven't successfully gotten them on board to, like, what do you guys really want to accomplish? I really want it to be a team thing, and it's more like a adversarial sometimes, like we're going to figure out you want us to do X, well, we're going to do Y. But I think if I could get to the point where I could get them to set
Get
goals,
that buy-in.
Yeah. Maybe we'll get there. We're doing a gratitude journal right now where every day I give them a different prompt about something they could be grateful for, and like describe a family member and explain why you're grateful. And I make them do that every day. And I write back to them every day, because I'm trying to hook them into not just being more positive people and thinking about what they have in their lives. It's a good thing. And maybe that'll make a difference. We'll see. But it's hard. So I like that. It sounds like I've heard a lot of that Leader in Me thing at South Vienna. It sounds really cool.
It is. I mean, it's a process. We were told when we started that it's a crock pot. It's not a microwave, and it's going to take time to see results. And I mean, this is year 3, I forget, but so I mean, we are seeing little things as far as kids. A big part of it is them taking ownership. I mean, they will have more buy-in if they feel like they have a voice.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a process.
Like, would you recommend that in more than your building? Like, is it worth the effort?
Some form of it. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think there's a lot of programs out there right now, and I think they're all trying to accomplish the same thing. So definitely,
Leader in Me,
it's centered.
Isn't it? It's focused toward the elementary, right?
From what I understand, I think they make it for all grade levels.
Okay. Because I know, like, in the middle school, we have middle grades at work, and in the high school, we do high schools at work. So I thought that was kind of like, I know it's not the same program, but I thought it was similar.
And honestly, I think they're all trying to accomplish the same thing. I think just the language is different.
Gotcha.
The terminology. I mean, the nice thing about Leader in Me is we have a common language throughout the building as far as our terminology, and it's all based on Covey's 7 Habits.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, you're making me laugh here. Laura's on the move.
Sorry, we have volleyball practice in a bit, and I have to get my laundry switched.
I've got a choir concert shortly.
My laundry room. It's not decorated.
Hi, Brandon. Working on your paper.
He goes, hi.
He was peeking over your corner.
Are we close to 4:30 then?
We are. I have exactly 4:30 on the dot.
Okay, then I think we're up. I think there's. Do I have anything about next week? I don't know if I do. I do not. Carly, do you remember off the top of your head what chapters are next week?
I do not. All
right, so we will have something posted by Friday with the question.
Okay.
And I think Carly is.
I mean, the agenda is in Google Classroom, so you can check that real quick. But off the top of my head, I do not.
Well, I doubt anyone's going to have time between now and Friday to get a jump start, so it'll be fine.
No.
And we haven't worked out. We're going to do something a little bit different when we have our Google Classroom only day. There's a way that you can post a question and people can reply to it, so it won't fill up the feed. But it'll be fine. I like getting to use Google Classroom as a student. I think that makes it cool.
And maybe we might post something out there for ideas of where we want to meet for our last meeting, because we were planning on doing it. Hopefully we'll get to do a face-to-face. So, I mean, initially I just thought Panera, but, it can be somewhere else. So we'll be thinking about that so that we can all decide together where we would like to meet and all as a group. That'll be that's in January.
Yeah, something fun.
Yeah.
And then you can decide. There were 2 other books we looked at, but like if we want to do this again, we'll decide that later, I'm sure. But do we want to do it again? Do we want to use those books? Do we want to do different books? This has been really fun. I like this much better than the just online thing we did last year. I feel like I'm getting to know you guys, whereas last year it was all like, I got to read all these things now.
Well, and I
actually
really
recognize
think
you in
I
district meeting.
love the sense of community.
Mhm.
Yes.
So,
All right. Well, on that note, thanks everybody. Have a great rest
Thank
of
you.
I'm going
all
to
right.
Fire Blizzard.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Figure out how to end this. I'll figure it out.